Imagine a world where borders are meaningless lines on a map. What if the very concept of a nation is rapidly evolving or even disappearing? Get ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about countries as we explore the revolutionary forces shaping the future of global identity. For centuries, our world has been neatly divided into nations. We have passports, flags, and national anthems that tell us who we are and where we belong. This system, known as the Westphalian model, has been the bedrock of international relations since the 17th century. It's based on the idea of sovereign states, each with its own territory, government, and population. But what if I told you that this system, which seems so permanent, is actually showing cracks? Let's first look at the most obvious force changing our world: globalization. Think about it. The phone in your hand was probably designed in California, assembled in Asia with parts from a dozen different countries. And you might be watching this video on a platform owned by an American company, no matter where you are. Our economies are so intertwined that a decision made in one country can send ripples across the entire globe. Supply chains stretch across continents, and international trade is the lifeblood of modern commerce. This economic interdependence makes strict physical borders seem almost quaint. Companies operate globally, and capital flows freely, often ignoring the very lines that define our nations. But it's not just about money and goods. It's about people. Migration, whether for work, education, or to escape conflict, is reshaping demographics everywhere. Cities like London, New York, and Dubai are incredible melting pots of cultures, where you can hear dozens of languages on a single street. People are forming dual allegiances, feeling a connection to both their country of origin and their new home. This creates a more complex, layered identity than simple nationalism allows for. You can be a proud Nigerian living in Canada, celebrating both cultures, or an Italian-American whose identity is a unique blend of both heritages. The very idea of a single, monolithic national identity is being challenged every single day. And then there's the digital revolution. The internet is the first truly global space we've ever created. It's a borderless realm where ideas, information, and culture travel at the speed of light. You can connect with someone on the other side of the planet who shares your passion for vintage video games, a specific music genre, or a political cause. These online communities are creating new tribes, new forms of belonging that have nothing to do with geography. Your most meaningful connections might be with people you've never met in person, who live thousands of miles away. This digital citizenship is a powerful force. We are forming global movements, from climate change activism to human rights campaigns, that unite people under a common banner, regardless of their passport. This sense of shared purpose and global community is a direct competitor to traditional nationalism. So, if economics, migration, and technology are all pushing us towards a more globalized world, does that mean nations are doomed to disappear? Well, it's not that simple. At the very same time these globalizing forces are at work, we're also seeing a powerful resurgence of nationalism and regionalism. You see it in political movements that emphasize taking back control, strengthening borders, and prioritizing local interests. Think about Brexit or the America First rhetoric. What's driving this? It's often a reaction to the very globalization we've been talking about. Some people feel that this rapid change is eroding their culture, their identity, and their economic security. They feel left behind by the global elite and want to return to a time when the nation-state felt more stable and predictable. This push and pull, this tension between globalism and nationalism, is the defining conflict of our era. What could the future look like? Let's explore a few possibilities. One scenario is a world of glocalism. This is a hybrid model where global connections remain strong, but local identities and governance become even more important. Imagine powerful city-states like modern-day Singapore or historical Venice becoming the primary centers of power and identity. You might feel a stronger allegiance to your city, be it Tokyo, Lagos, or São Paulo, than to your country. These megacities would be globally connected hubs of trade and culture, but with a strong local flavor and governance. Your identity would be both local and global, or glocal. Another possibility is the rise of what some call digital nations. Imagine a community scattered across the globe that decides to form its own virtual state. They might have their own cryptocurrency, their own system of governance based on blockchain technology, and their own digital constitution. You could become a citizen of this nation, not by birth or geography, but by choice and shared values. It sounds like science fiction, but the building blocks are already here. People are already using decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, to manage collective funds and make decisions online. Could this be the next step? Of course, there's also a more chaotic scenario. If nation-states weaken without a stable global structure to replace them, we could see a return to a more fragmented world. Power could fall into the hands of megacorporations, private security firms, or regional warlords. This would be a future where your rights and security depend not on your citizenship, but on which corporation you work for or which faction controls your territory. It's a dystopian vision, but one we need to consider as the old world order shifts. The most likely outcome, however, is not one single future, but a messy, complicated mix of all of them. We'll likely live in a world where different models of identity and governance coexist. You might have a national passport, be a resident of a powerful city-state, and also be a citizen of a digital community, all at the same time. Your identity will be a fluid, multi-layered construct. The very question, "Where are you from?" might become much more complicated to answer. This isn't just an academic debate. It has real-world implications for everything from how we handle global crises like pandemics and climate change, to how we define our own personal identity. The concept of the nation-state gave us a framework for collective action and a sense of belonging for centuries. As it evolves, we need to ask ourselves, what will replace it? What new stories will we tell ourselves about who we are and what we belong to? The world is at a crossroads. The familiar lines on our maps are becoming blurry, and the very definition of a country is up for grabs. We are living through a fundamental transformation of human society. It's a future that is both exciting and uncertain. What are your thoughts? Do you feel more connected to your country, your city, or your global online communities? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the future of nations. If you enjoyed this mind-bending exploration, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content that challenges the way you see the world. See you next time.